Hey there, fellas. I usually cover video games here, but this time I'm trying something new to see how it goes. Fans are hyped for Stranger Things Season 4, and a big question is looming. Who is Vecna? This antagonist is the most intriguing one the series has had thus far. Judging from the appearance and the name's origin in Dungeons & Dragons, it seems like Vecna was once a human male. D&D's Vecna is a human wizard who becomes a powerful lich, and after that even reaches godhood. I'm not a huge D&D guy, but according to some lore I've found, players can gain at least some of Vecna's power by severing their left hand and smushing Vecna's hand on the wound. Here's the Stranger Things Vecna. His right hand looks human, but that left hand looks very much like a Demogorgon's hand, and the less human-looking parts of Vecna's body seem to stem from that left hand. I think the Duffer Brothers are using this imagery and the name Vecna to imply that Vecna was once a human and he chopped off his left hand and attached a Demogorgon's hand to become whatever he is now. This also could entail that the current Vecna is not the original one, so the current Vecna could be any age. Here's the interesting part. Who is Vecna? What is this character's secret identity? Vecna's casting has been kept a closely guarded secret, as if the writers are planning a shocking reveal, so let's discuss a few candidates for Vecna's secret identity. Firstly, Vecna could be one of the other numbered kids that were experimented on with 11. Here Max is shown levitating, and the numbered kids are the only known people to have telekinetic powers. However, it's a bit of a jump to assume that Vecna is what's making Max float. Maybe it is a numbered kid that's there in Hawkins with them and not Vecna. While this is a possibility, it's not the one I'm going for. A popular theory that's been circulating is that Billy Hargrove is Vecna, and there is evidence for that. First, the tentacles coming out of Vecna resemble the Mind Flayer's arms impaling Billy at the end of Season 3. Second, it would explain the trailer's emphasis on supernatural things happening to Billy's sister Max. Third, an episode is titled Dear Billy. However, this one seems way too easy to me, like it's a misdirect. It took most fans, including myself, a day to come up with this theory after Vecna's reveal. I have no doubt that Billy is involved some way in Season 4 and he may be alive, but I don't think that he's Vecna. Screen Rant author Jordan Williams covered this theory in detail in an article that I linked in the description. She suggested that Vecna may be imitating Billy to manipulate Max in some way, which I think could be the case. Another common theory is that Robert Englund's character Victor Creel is Vecna. The story with him seems to be that he and his family moved to Hawkins, then the Upside Down started breaking through into their house. The other members of the Creel family seem to have been killed, leaving Victor the only living member. He seems to have been found guilty of the murders and is condemned to life in asylum, but this feels too obvious as well. It's not like it would be the first time Robert Englund was a scary monster. Now it's time for the guess that I think is right. We have two candidates that seem too obvious, like they're misdirects, so we need a fitting character that wouldn't be so obvious. The Creel house teaser shows the Creel family starting life in their new house. The names of most of the family members are out there. I found multiple sources using the same names for them. However, none of them cited a primary source, which I found very irritating. So we'll have to assume that these are their names, which I think they are. Multiple journalists wouldn't use these names if it didn't come from somewhere. The father is Victor, the mother is Virginia, and the daughter is Alice. However, no one outside the production crew seems to know the son's name. He and Vecna are both shrouded in mystery, so perhaps they are one and the same. Tumblr user Queer Nerd suggested that the son may be intended as a parallel to Will, and I've linked to their post covering that in the description. I think Queer Nerd is right on the money about this, and I have concocted a theory from their thoughts. In Season 1, Will stumbles into the Upside Down and gets trapped, then the government fakes his death in attempt to cover up the existence of the Upside Down. Perhaps very similar things happened to the Creel son. Maybe he stumbled into the Upside Down like Will, but unlike Will, couldn't find a way out, and instead became Vecna. Then the government faked his death because they simply couldn't figure out what happened to him, and the community wanted answers. Maybe all they found of him was a left hand. His motivation for trying to merge the real world with the Upside Down could be that he blames his family or Hawkins for not coming to rescue him. As for why he seems to have an interest in Max, maybe he's just using her for something like Jordan Williams said, or maybe he's confusing Max with his sister, perhaps not realizing how long he's been trapped in the Upside Upside Down. Also, Queer Nerd suggested that the Creole boy could have a name along the lines of William, like Will and Billy. If that's the case, then maybe when Max is talking to Billy, Vecna thinks she is talking to him. This theory could also explain why special rules seem to apply to Will. In Season 1, Will seemingly just vanishes into the Upside Down without a gate, and he was able to see his mom through some sort of window between the two realms. Perhaps Vecna took an interest in him because they have some things in common, and he used whatever Upside Down powers he has to give Will special properties. Last and maybe most telling clue for this theory is look how he and Vecna both have these deep blue eyes. This theory would make for a terrific horror story, which is exactly what the Duffer Brothers say they're going for this season. So that's my guess. I'm going with the Creole son is Vecna. That's the one that just feels right to me. The Creole son draws just the right amount of suspicion to be Vecna, and it fits with what the Duffer Brothers have said about this season. We'll find out if this theory is right pretty soon. There is one more candidate I want to throw in here. Assuming that Vecna is a character that is presumed dead in canon and that the Duffer Brothers want a shocking reveal, I asked myself, what presumed dead character would I be most surprised to see unveiled as Vecna? And I decided it was Bob Newby, Sean Astin's character from Season 2. That definitely is not him in the Vecna suit, but it could be that a different actor is playing the character here or something like that. Like I said, I don't think this is the answer, I just felt like throwing it in there. That's all for this video, folks. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. If you like Bethesda Game Studios and Pokemon, then I've got some other great videos for you. And I recently set up a Patreon, so check it out if you're interested in getting some benefits from my end. See you next time.